Good evening, everyone. I see a whole bunch of names pouring into our Zoom chat. I'm just trying to give it a second so that everyone can join and get their audio going. I see more people popping up. Welcome to the Ask Me Anything series. My name is Meredith Bond. I serve as chair-elect of the National Court Reporters Foundation and as chair of the Ask Me Anything Task Force. Tonight, we are hosting our 17th session of the Ask Me Anything series, where we answer questions about different topics. Tonight, obviously, we're going to talk about elevating your impact when you attend conference for NCRA in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have several panelists tonight who live in the area and can tell us all the great things about Minneapolis, but we also have a unique perspective. We have our student panelist, Carrie, is going to talk with us tonight, and we have our conference veterans who have been over and over and over again and can share with us how we get the most out of the time and the money and the investment that we put into attending our conference. So just a little bit about the Ask Me Anything series. In a little bit, we're going to take a picture for social media. Part of getting our program to continue is advertising it. And so I'll prompt those of you that might want to turn your camera on so that your face is in the picture. We do need our ever competent photographer to join the Zoom, and I know he's still getting in, so it's probably a couple of minutes away. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Some people want to grab the lipstick and fluff their hair before the picture's taken, so we'll give a chance for that. And then we're done with our spring 2025 sessions of Ask Me Anything, and the next one will be on August 26th. Our sessions are generally speaking the last Tuesday of the month, 8 to 9 Eastern time. And we're going to have one August, September, October. We're going to have a great one on fiscal responsibility in January of 2026. So remember to be on the lookout for the upcoming Ask Me Anything series. We started this 2 years ago, so super excited to be able to answer all these questions with different panels on different topics. So I want you to meet all of our fabulous panelists, and I'm going to talk way too much tonight. We'd rather hear from them. So I'm going to go down the line and have them introduce themselves, say who they are, where they're from, what their experience is, maybe the certifications that they have. And Amy, I'm going to come to you first. If you could tell us a little bit about Amy Dillman.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see so many names that I recognize and so many names I don't recognize. I have been reporting since 1990, and my first convention was 4 years ago. So if you're a student and you're coming, you're so far ahead of the game, and I feel like I missed out so much, but I had 4 kids, so you do what you can. Did I say I'm in Carmel, Indiana? Yes.
Thank you, Amy, very much. Jen Sadie, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Hi. So I'm happy to be here too, and I'm so excited the conference is in Minneapolis. I'm from Minneapolis. So currently I am the program director up at Anoka Tech for the past 20 years. I also court report, caption, so stay involved in a lot. My passion really is, with students and getting them out there to work. So I really want to see as many students at this conference as we can. So I'm super, super pumped. I think everyone walks away motivated. So that's who I am. So I got to stop there, right? It's just intros.
You're fine. No worries at all. Carrie, I'm going to ask you next to share a little bit about yourself.
I'm Carrie Lindbergh, and I'm a student, and I live in Shoreview, Minnesota, so pretty close to Minneapolis and St. Paul. I'm originally from southern Minnesota, where Austin, which is where Spam Town is, if anyone knows about that. So, and I'm happy to be here. So I've been to a couple of the other national conferences and have really enjoyed them.
Outstanding. I love to hear it. Okay, we have outstanding court reporter Jan Ballman with us tonight. Jan, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, thanks, Meredith. Good evening, everyone. Jan Bauman here. I'm honored to be part of this distinguished panel of my colleagues, and I'm looking forward to a great conversation tonight. I graduated from reporting school right here in Minneapolis, where I live, on May 1st, 1981. So this Thursday marks my 44th year in the court reporting industry. I've been on the freelance side of the aisle the whole time. I reported for over 20 years, and I'm now in my 24th year of full-time reporter management and business development. I hold the RPR, the CMRS, which is no longer, but it stands for Certified Manager of Reporter Services. And probably my career highlight was being inducted into the NCRA's Academy of Professional Reporting in 2017. So I'm an FAPR as well. Past president of our state association, and I was also very pleased and privileged to serve as the chairman of the board of directors of the National Court Reporters Foundation as well. So that's a little bit about me. Looking forward to meeting all of you in Minneapolis this summer.
Outstanding. Thank you so very much. May 1st, near and dear to my heart. That's my birthday. So good things happen on May 1st, right? Maria, would you please share a little bit about yourself?
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you for inviting me to be on the panel. I'm from Minneapolis. I love this city. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, a town of 2,000 people. And when I graduated from high school, I went to court reporting school right out of high school. And I graduated from court reporting school in 1985. So I've been reporting for 40 years. I did 3 years freelancing, and then the rest of the time I've been in court. I was in state court for almost 15 years, and then I've been in federal court for 23 years. I love my career. I love this job. I'm excited for all you students. You can reach out to me if you're coming to Minneapolis. I'd be happy to give you a tour of the courthouse. I will put my number and email for you to do that, and look forward to offering you some tips and this event tonight. So thanks again.
Thank you, Maria. And we are going to talk about sharing our contact information. I just want to finish up the panelists with Cindy Isaacson. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Isaacson. I've been reporting since 1988. When I got out of court reporting school, I went in right out of high school in 1985. Minneapolis will be a special year, as I'll be installed as your next president of NCRA. So very exciting. I also was chair with Meredith. We started this Ask Me Anything program a few years back. So this is very exciting for me that we're on number 17. So very cool. So I'd love to see its success and so many people signing in. So welcome to all of you, and I hope you enjoy tonight's program and all the information that you're going to get about Minneapolis.
Outstanding. We have a great panel tonight. I'm so very excited to hear all the answers to these great questions that we're going to review tonight. I'm going to start with the question, how can I attend a conference when I don't know anyone? And while I adore public speaking, which is the strangest thing to like, I really can be shy in public settings, and people look familiar to me, but you haven't really talked to them before, and you don't want to just walk up to strangers. So a big part about attending a big conference like this is you feel like, oh, there's these people over here and they know each other, and oh, look, those are friends, or they're happy to see each other. I don't know anyone. So Amy, do you have any tips, tricks, strategies? How do you attend the conference when you feel like you don't know anyone?
I'm glad you asked me that. When I went 4 years ago, I knew a few people, but I decided I was going to go big. And so I went to everything. I talked to people, and the nice thing about convention is you get a name tag. So everyone has a name tag. And I think when you go to a session and you sit next to someone, there's always time to talk, and you ask them, where they work. Are they freelance? Are they official? Because usually if there's more than one court reporter in a place, there's been a terrible scheduling error for me because I'm a freelancer. So I really enjoy that we're all together in one place. And I find that I have learned so much in the in-between times, not just in the sessions, just from talking to other reporters who get it. Usually when I'm talking about my day, my husband doesn't really get it. So it's fun to be around this many people. So don't be shy, jump in, tell people about yourself, ask about them. I think you'll find we're a really friendly group and we're all really excited to be there, just like you will be.
Outstanding. Cindy, I'm going to come to you next. And I feel like you're the opposite of this question. You're one of the most outgoing people that I know. I can guarantee you, if you meet Cindy at the conference, she's going to ask to take a picture with you. Her go-to technique for remembering names and faces, and I love that about her because on your birthday, she'll share it again on social media. It's fantastic. So, Cindy, what are your tips and tricks if you're trying to meet new people at a conference?
This is what I've kind of learned, and it was one of the things that I learned at boot camp, NCRA's legislative boot camp, is literally we all have something in common. We, one, if you're a court reporter, we all went to court reporting school, or we're in court reporting school, whether we're captioners or we all have this machine in common. Or you made a videographer who is behind a video machine who is with us every day. So you have something in common, number one. Number two, if you're a woman, you also have something in common. And then you may be married, or you have children, or you may be a grandmother. There are so many things that we find commonalities. You don't have to ask very many questions before you start stacking up the things that you have in common. And you never know the things that you have in common, and you will be stunned. And you might find out that your grandmother lived next to their grandmother, and you played together as kids. I mean, it's crazy the things that you will find out about one another. And you will find that you are besties for life. And this group has become, I have been like literally 4 rows behind me. Down in the center is my friend Yolanda that I just spent her 60th birthday with. Up to the left, and I went to see Amy when her mother passed, and she's in a town not far from my hometown. And Meredith, who is going to install me as president. I mean, Jill, you can't even begin to know the friends that I had that I didn't have 4 years ago. So if you don't find friends, then that means that you're not trying. Then you're sitting in a corner not talking. So it literally is just talking to somebody and just asking a question: where are you from? What do you do? And you'll find that you now have a new best friend. So maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just that's who we are. So and taking the picture, and then you find it, and then finding them on your birthday. I have too many pictures of Meredith, so on May 1st, on Thursday, she's going to be inundated with pictures.
I love it.
They may be good or they may not be. Get
Well,
ready, Meredith. Get ready.
All the ones that I smile without my mouth open are when I had braces. So you guys got the inside secret to those pictures now. So yeah, I will say this. There have been so many conventions where I ate lunch alone. I ate dinner alone. So don't feel isolated. You can reach out. And I think court reporting, the community as a whole, we are friendly, we are welcoming, we want to meet you. I have put my email up there. I put my cell phone up there. If you're eating alone and you need a buddy, reach out, text me. Because even sometimes I think that our name tags can be intimidating. Some people put all the badges on and their name tag is down to your knees, and you feel like, ooh, I only have one badge, or I didn't feel good enough to do this badge. Or maybe it just doesn't fit your personality. You only want a couple, but those badges can be conversation starters. What's this one? Why did you pick that one? What'd you do to get that one? Anything that you can do to start up a conversation with people, please remember that we want to chat. Obviously we want to chat. Okay, we had a lot of questions and I'm going to keep moving down my list here. I think on the forefront of a lot of people's minds are the logistics for Minneapolis. How do I get from the airport to the hotel? And so we have several people from Minneapolis. Maria, can I start with you on this one?
Sure. Well, and I'm just gonna, I know Jan did, sent us an email with information as well. I would recommend the Uber or a taxi, from the airport. There is the light rail train, but, it is 8 blocks from the hotel. That is the cheapest way to come into the city from the airport. But, if you have your luggage, your machine, if some students are bringing their machine for the tests, I just wouldn't recommend that. So I would say the Uber is the way to go. And it's around 40-50 bucks. I usually take a taxi from the airport. I live right in Minneapolis and it seems to be a little bit cheaper for some reason. And the taxis are always there at the airport waiting to give somebody a ride rather than you having to wait for an Uber. So that is one of my suggestions.
Outstanding. Jan, I'm going to come to you next. You are a Minneapolis resident and
Born and raised, and that was well covered by Maria. I agree. I would not recommend the light rail. But it's only 13 miles from the airport to downtown, so you'll be down there in a flash. And so I totally agree. That's what I would do.
outstanding. I love it. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the cost of conference and are there any scholarships available? I'm gonna stop talking for 10 seconds. I'll let the panelists answer some questions. Jen Sadie, I'm going to come to you next. You are a teacher. How do you share the scholarships that are available with your students?
Well, first I say be a member of NCRA, and then you're getting all the news flashes. That's key. You get all the info. NCRA is really good about letting people know, but you gotta, be involved. I'm gonna say for any student on here, there are more sponsors than are even needed. So many people are happy to help out. So otherwise, you can also, if you're in a school, contact your instructors, and let them know, or, they should be letting you know as well about scholarship opportunities, but always think to ask too, like, hey, I'm getting ready to register. Is there anything I'm missing? And then I would go to the NCRA website because I know there's a lot of info on the website. And if you look through there, you will find different places like under the conference or under, like I said, be a member and then you're getting all of these news blurbs. That's the easiest. And then talk to your instructors if you're in a school. A state association, someone there would be able to find the info. So if that's your connection as well.
Outstanding. Carrie, do you have any insight on this question, how to navigate this? Always hard to unmute.
Me?
Oh, there
Carrie,
we go.
No. Oh, Carrie.
Carrie,
Yeah,
sorry.
so I'm like, speaking to the cost, you mean, or for the scholarships, or?
How you find out about the scholarships? Have you applied? Do you know
Yes. Yeah, I plan to actually apply on the website, on the NCRA website, for one of the student scholarships. And I believe you just fill out the form and then send that in. And it's so nice and so generous of the NCRA to offer those, and excited to do that.
Outstanding. So I've been sharing a little bit of information in the chat box because I want you guys to be able to write it down. Following up on what they just said, the NCRA.org website has the source of these scholarship applications, and there's two different kinds. There are 12 scholarships available for a student to get a free registration to attend conference. So a 300 and something dollar value to a student. If you are not a student, but you mentor a student, you know a student, you have friends that you've connected with on social media, number one, tell them NCRA member benefit. I hope you have your membership, and then make sure you apply, because not a lot of people apply. The odds of getting one of these registration scholarships is good because people, just generally speaking, don't follow up on their paperwork. In addition to that, there's a very large $1,000 travel scholarship through the Phipps Family Foundation, and the deadline for applying either for student conference registration or the Phipps travel scholarship is May 16. You get to all that stuff through the website, ncra.org. You can use the direct link for the conference getaway that I posted in the chat, but going to ncra.org, clicking on the conference tab, and then all of the things to apply will come up. Just don't miss the deadline. It's a form you need to fill out and submit. And I think there are several answers, not necessarily essays, but things to explain in the process of the Phipps Travel Foundation scholarship, and why it would be a need for you. Because let's face it, this is not inexpensive weekend that we're going to spend together. We spend up money travel for the hotel, the price of the conference, and our meals. And so, being organized and planning for those expenses and getting any part of it covered that you can is a big deal. So I'm going to ask Maria, why do you spend all this money to come to conference? Why do you think it's important to go?
Going to a conference is a great way to just be with your homies, I say, your friends, like people who are doing what you want to do for your career. And it's a great way to exchange stories, maybe issues you're having. I love that there's people from all around the country, so it's not everybody from, my hometown, from Minnesota, that we can see how the people out in New York are doing things, or, Tennessee, or, wherever you come from. And it's exciting. It's so fun to learn from all the speakers that are presenting. It's amazing. It's such a great learning experience. And if you're a student, I really highly recommend it. You can learn from these professionals that have been in the career that you are pursuing, and to just kind of pump you up and get you super excited to get practicing, I want to go home and practice my 180s, or, whatever. It's a great thing to do for just positivity, and get you excited for your career. And then for the professionals, just everybody to feed off of, what our great career that we have, and learn from each other and make connections, network. If you're freelancing, I think it's a great way, if you're slow, to reach out to somebody in DC or wherever, and they need help. It's a great way to make connections.
I love it. Cindy, you have a really large family and a lot of people to take care of. Why do you set aside this time and money to attend conference?
Well, I'm now an empty nester, but I do have kids all over from the West Coast to the East Coast. But honestly, until no one really understands me, and no one understands what I go through and what my day is like and what my life is like, except for you guys. And that's the place that I feel most connected. And so that's why I go. And I make those connections with you guys. And when I'm having a trial that is most difficult, I know who I can call, because nobody in my family wants to hear or can hear the things that I hear and the things that I go through. Or if I need to find a brief for something, I know I can call one of you and say, I need a brief for this, and you're going to help me out. Because my kids aren't, so my husband's not, but you guys will. and you can commiserate with me, and you're my people. And, you know, like Maria said, you're my people.
Jan, I'm going to come to you next. You have a reason why you set aside this money and invest in your career at conference.
Absolutely. And if I could just for 1 second flip back to the students and the cost that you're looking at to come. But the last time the conference was in Minneapolis was 1988. And so it's kind of once every several decades opportunity for the students in Minnesota to really cut a lot of the cost out of attending. And I would highly, highly, highly encourage any student from Minnesota to be there. It's just really kind of a once in a career sometimes opportunity to have it be in your hometown. But I think everyone should look at conferences as an investment. It's an investment in your career. And if you fully engage in the 4-day conference, I promise that you're going to walk away with a totally new professional outlook with so many new so much new industry information, so many new ideas, so much new knowledge around state-of-the-art, equipment and software, issues of the day. And you're going to learn and hear all about how to best navigate the barriers and challenges that we are all going to face. Every profession faces. So it's an investment. And once you've attended one, and you make these friends, as everyone's been talking about, and it really is so easy to do. Simply do not go sit by yourself in the back of a room. Go find a chair next to somebody and sit down and introduce yourself. Cindy gave great ideas about just asking questions, and you're going to come back from this conference with and putting the save the date for 2026 on your calendar on the way home. I promise.
I love it. Carrie has her hand up, and she's one of our panelists.
I'm just going to echo what Jan said, in that it really is a good investment. I kind of looked at it as I did tuition, and really found it to be valuable. I met so many different reporters. I went to several different sessions, and just found so many things in common with people all across the country, and formed friendships, and have been to a couple of the conferences, and have really felt that they've been essential to staying on the path as a student and everything, and so motivating. One thing I wanted to mention too, I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but for the hotel portion, one thing that I know students have done in the past is sometimes, if that is a barrier, sometimes students will share a room. So I know I've seen posts online about looking for a roommate, things like that, to help kind of with that cost. So
Great way to make friends, sharing a room at the conference. I love it. We're going to stay on the topic of students for another minute. We had great questions submitted by Gracie in our audience. She asked for tips for younger students, how a theory student can make the most of it, and definitely need everyone to know that there is a student track to follow, sessions specific for the students that will be geared to you to help you. I will go to panelists. Do you have anybody have specific knowledge on student track tips and tricks? Okay. Sorry, lost my flow there. Go ahead, Carrie.
I think it was 2 years ago, maybe, that we did, I think it might have been in Houston, where we did like the students, it was like speed dating. And that session was really helpful, where we had little divided, I think it was like increments of like 15 minutes that we'd go around and meet different reporters, and that was really helpful.
Wonderful. And so Vanessa John's in our chat is saying, students come find me. And I believe that you are in charge of organizing some things for the students. You're not a panelist. I didn't give you a heads up. Did you want to say something about that?
Yeah, I'm on the student teacher committee, and we have some exciting things planned for students, specifically for students, and just other opportunities to help you engage with each other and the people that you're meeting, networking with other reporters, and the events of the conference. So you can find me. I can put my contact in the chat, but find me on Facebook, and I'd be happy to help. You'll be able to find me along with Chris DeGrazio. I think I saw his name on the chat somewhere, but yeah, we're super excited. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for sharing with no notice. I appreciate that. So come find me. There's a couple ways to do that. Your conference app that you will download when you're attending the conference has all of the attendees listed in it. You just find the tab for it, and you can reach out to specific people even if you don't have their cell phone or their email. So that's another way that just attending the conference, you will be provided a way to reach out to other people. So, even it would be enough to say, now I know Chris DeGrazio's name. Now I know Vanessa John's name. When I see them in the enlisted attendees, what did you say about students and where was I supposed to go? There will also be a table next to registration with the information for student events, scavenger hunt, like all the things that they're talking about. So you don't have to remember every last detail because there will be a information booth provided for all of that stuff. Okay, so most of the people in this audience right now are women. And I think that we worry about, oh my God, what am I going to wear? And what shoes do I need? And how many outfits? And what's the theme? So let's get to the details on that. Amy, how many pairs of shoes are you bringing to this conference?
As many as I can fit. But I wouldn't say everyone needs to do that. I would say make sure you have comfortable shoes that you can walk quickly in and have fun in and don't worry about. I am a shoe person, so I will have lots of shoes.
I love it. Cindy Isaacson, 100,000 people will ask, what is the theme of the gala?
And I'm excited to tell you. This is the thing I've been thinking about for the last year, because everybody wants to know from the president-elect, what's the theme of the gala? You say gala, I say gala. Tomato, tomato. It is going to be the Roaring 20s, because there's so much that happened in the 20s, the 1920s, from the stenographic side and the changing of the machine into the 2020s. So it is going to be the Roaring 20s. And then you're going to say, do I have to dress up? Oh, absolutely not. Wear your jeans, wear your tennis shoes. You can dress up or you can not dress up. I don't care. Come to the gala and you can dance the night away, especially if you wear your tennis shoes. Don't have to be an Amy Doman. You don't have to wear high heel shoes. You don't have to be a Kelly Linkowski who has fancy, beautiful high heel shoes. I know that she's on this call right now because your feet will hurt on Sunday. I promise you. So you can wear whatever you want to wear to the gala and you can dance the night away because the gala is for you and you wear whatever you want to wear. Okay. So you can wear flapper stuff. You can dress it up. You can wear whatever you want to wear. I just want to see you there. Save a dance for me because I will be dancing the night away. So that's what it's all about.
I love it. Jen Sadie, you have been to a lot of conferences. Do you have a go-to item for your suitcase that you're not going to attend without?
So I'm one of those that have to pack my entire closet because you never know what you're going to need. So of course, 15 pair of shoes. I did see the several students that were chatting and they're already planning their shoes. Yeah, I think it's really fun to dress up there. But must take, yeah, I think it really is the clothes. It's pretty much about the clothes because you're meeting people and you get to socialize and you get to go out. And I will tell you just a funny story. 15 years ago, this was a long time ago, I was shopping with my sister. We meet once a year, go shopping. We were in Chicago and I saw a flapper dress and I tried it on. I'm like, I love this. And she's like, where will you ever wear that? Now I know I will finally get to wear that dress. So I am bringing everything pretty much so that I can fit in my largest suitcase because I never know what I'm going to need. I feel like I should have a more teacher guidance, like something you need to bring, but it really is networking and meeting people and, you know, going and having fun and letting yourself enjoy just the company of people and learning from that direction. So.
I
That's
do want to
great.
say, Meredith, that someone just said in the chat about getting tickets, student tickets. There are always, always, always tickets that somebody says, hey, I'm not going to use my tickets, and they turn them back into the registration table. Lots of people do that. So I want to say, don't worry, because there are a lot of tickets that go unused. So bring your dresses, bring your flapper stuff if you want to bring your flapper stuff, and check with the registration table. That's what that part of that networking thing is. So when you meet your new friends and you say, hey, are you going to use your gala ticket? Because I really want to use one. Or if you know someone who's not going to use theirs, can I use it? So that's, you put that out there to the universe, okay? Do not be shy, because if you don't ask, the answer is always what? No. So always ask, because you never know. Someone I was always say, sure, I'm not using mine. I'm going home early. Because a lot of people have, I know Janine Farron's going to Hawaii to take a job and she's not going to use hers. So lots of people are not going to use their tickets. So either ask or go to the registration table. So just ask.
This comes about because student registration does not include a ticket to the gala. Anyone else that's a working reporter that has a full registration, your package costs more money and will include a gala ticket. To keep the costs down for the students, we charge them less money and then we share the gala tickets, because tons of people that buy a full registration don't actually end up staying until the last event of the last night. So that's, if you didn't know why we were talking about, well, will I have a gala ticket? Will I need a gala ticket? That's the difference in the packages that we wanted to explain. At the beginning, when we signed on to this Ask Me Anything session, I mentioned that there was going to be a photo, and I see Rich Jermos in our audience, and he always does me the favor of taking the photo for me. So if you would like to be in the photo and you want to put your camera on, fluff your hair, fix your makeup, you can do that now, and Rich will tell us when he is ready to take our photo. This is for social media to advertise more Ask Me Anything.
There we go. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to take two because we have two
Pages.
screens. Yeah. All right. So first screen, well, you'll have to just smile regardless. Where the heck is that? Oh, here. All right. So, right. 1, 2. I have to make that count down a little quicker. And then the second one, wait a minute. Where the heck is it? All right. All right. Ready? 1, 2. And we're done. Thank you, guys.
Rich, I really appreciate it. It's a great way to keep the Ask Me Anything task force and sessions going by putting it out there that we are attending and answering these great questions.
Right.
So thank you for that. Okay, so we're gonna segue back to what's special about Minneapolis. Maria, Jan, and with Carrie, you guys are my Minneapolis people. Do you have, who wants to start on this one? What's special about your area? How do I get to Paisley Park? Is it going to be open?
Well, I can start. Yes, Paisley Park will be open. And it's one of my all-time favorite places to go in Minnesota, as well as, well, the Guthrie Theater. But I know somebody had asked about Paisley Park and very interested in it. And I was fortunate enough to do a 3-day event there the year after Prince passed away. I'm an ultimate fan of Prince. I actually danced next to him at First Avenue, which is a bar and place where he filmed Purple Rain in downtown Minneapolis. He was with his girlfriend at the time, Apollonia. They used to have a talent show there on Thursday nights, and I, with my roommate, it was while I was in court reporting school, we entered the talent show to do a dance. and Prince was there. He usually would show up on Thursday nights to see the talent show, to see if there's somebody he wanted to pluck to be in his band or whatever. And he picked my roommate at the time. She ended up being in Purple Rain, and she was, didn't have a speaking role. She was a waitress, and so that was very exciting. So the Paisley Park tour is just so worth your money if you're a Prince fan. It's probably about a 30-minute drive outside of Minneapolis to Chanhassen, and they have an amazing museum. There's 3 different tours you can take, and it's the Paisley is open Thursday through Monday. They have daily tours, and you can get tickets online. I think they start from they open at 10 and to 5 possibly. The tickets are non-refundable, non-transferable, so you have to absolutely make sure that you're going to be able to attend the tour. And they're 90-minute tours. You can pay more and do a 2-hour tour or a 3-hour tour. It's just an amazing place. I mean, I could go on about that, but I don't want to take up a bunch of time.
You're fine. So we will be in town specifically for the conference Thursday to Saturday night, but I have heard people come in early and want to do other things. Do you know the days of the week Paisley Park is open?
Yes, it's Thursday through Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And the tours are from 9 or 10, I can't remember, to 5 p.m.
Perfect. Jan, do you have more things to share about your wonderful city?
Absolutely. You're going to be greeted by one of the best airports in North America. We consistently are voted the top airport in North America. So if you find yourself with a few extra hours, don't bum out. There's great restaurants and shopping in MSB. What we're kind of famous for, but you may not really get much of a chance or won't probably need much of a chance. In the wintertime, it gets pretty cold here and snowy, but we are very famous for our skyway system. The entire downtown is connected 1 floor above the street with these skyways. We have about 10 miles of skyways. So that's a fun way to get around the city. We are very much a foodie town. We've got great restaurants, very much a walkable city. So you can walk to these restaurants. I personally am a huge sporto, big fan, and we have the Minnesota Twins will actually be playing during the conference. And so if you're from Colorado, we'll be playing the Rockies. And we have one of the nicest baseball fields in Major League Baseball, that being Target Field. And it's an easy 1-mile walk from the Hyatt or quick Uber. So, and if you do go, we have a free night on Friday night. If you're looking for something to do, and it's a beautiful night, get tickets on the third base side, because you look out over downtown Minneapolis. It looks almost like it almost looks fake. It's so beautiful. So also just a plug for our if anyone is a basketball fan, we have the Minnesota Lynx, which is the women's team here. They're 4-time champions, and they'll be playing on Friday night as well. And Target Center is right across from Target Field. So if you're a basketball fan, it's just a really super dynamic environment. I actually have seats on the floor, and I'll probably be there. So if anyone is interested, let me know. We could grab a bite to eat and go to the game together.
Caught my own self on mute. Sorry about that. That sounds awesome. Carrie, you're also in Minneapolis. Did you have anything to add for great things to do in your town?
I was just going to mention a restaurant, Bar La Grassa, one of my favorite restaurants. It's open, I wrote it down here, Monday through Saturday in the evening. Usually they do take reservations, so recommend if it works out some evening, depending on the conference and everything, that's a great place to eat. And then I think someone mentioned or had a question about the Mall of America, how far away it is. It's pretty close to the airport, actually. So if it's possible to maybe put that the day you either arrive or the day of departure, it might be kind of a nice thing to do since it is really, really close to the airport. It's probably about 20 minutes away from the conference.
But would they have a place to store your 100 pair of shoes while you shopped?
They do have luggage storage there, so.
They do?
Yeah, I do remember, I should verify the sizes, but I do remember seeing that there was some sort of storage there, so. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I love that. All right. The logistics, right? We need to know where we're gonna go, 1, 2, 3, and what do I have to have with me?
Excuse me,
Okay, so
Meredith. Can I
yes,
just
ma'am.
add, so where the Hyatt's located, is in downtown Minneapolis on, Nicollet Mall. And right outside of the Hyatt, when you go out the front, if you go to the left, there is a nice little, park or trail to, it's a brick trail, between two buildings that go to, Loring Park. And you can walk to the sculpture garden from the Hyatt. So it's maybe like a 3-block walk, but the sculpture garden is where the spoon and cherry that lots of people see on the postcard of Minneapolis, beautiful, beautiful sculptures outdoor, and it's right across the street from a few good restaurants, and the Walker Art Center, which is a museum in town, and so I would highly recommend that, at some point, that people kind of explore that area.
Love it. Love it. Jen has her hand raised.
All right, so yeah, this one, you're gonna get a bunch of answers from us, I'm sure. So I'll try to keep this short, but I polled all my students because I'm like, all right, we gotta know where to eat. And I gotta know where you guys are eating because, okay, my favorite place is Murray's Steakhouse. Absolutely, I think the best in town. The students though, were all like, and this was the number one, like I said, I got like 30, 50 restaurants they recommend, but Juicy Lucy's. So the Twin Cities are really famous for Juicy Lucy's. So there's a rivalry between Matt's Bar and the 5-8 Club. So you gotta, I'm a Matt's Club, but you gotta, so that's kind of fun if you're into that kind of thing. And then I wanted to say if you like walking and you like to find some areas to walk around, there's the Stone Arch Bridge, which is in St. Anthony, Maine, but like walking around, you're by the Mississippi and there's a lot of really cool walking trails. But I think you probably Uber there. It's it's only probably like 10, 12 blocks maybe, but you might Uber. And we also have Minnehaha Park, which is just gorgeous falls, Minnehaha Falls, sorry. But there's a lot of walking trails in that area too. Yeah, so if you want restaurant ideas, I have a long list. So.
I love it. What's a Juicy Lucy?
So it's just a burger that is filled with, you'll have various things, but it's mostly just like cheese or maybe just probably full of grease.
Got it. I was thinking fruit smoothie. And
No. We're talking
not
burgers
exactly
here.
I love it. Friends, there's a lot of names and details coming out in this session tonight, and we're going to forget some of it. This session will be posted on YouTube. It takes a couple minutes, a couple days, whatever, before we get our post up to YouTube. But if we get closer to conference, beginning of July, mid-July, and you want to make notes when you're doing your detailed plan, remember, you can watch this session back to write down these places and look up more details when you're doing your plans, when you know how many people are going to be in your party to make your reservation for. So we have a lot to keep track of. So the next question that we want to answer for everyone is, where do I find the agenda online? Cindy, can you help us with that? How do I keep track of all these places I need to go and be and attend?
Well, they're going to be on our app, which you'll get an email about, and you can find the app is so easy, and you can say, I want to go to this and this and this, and send me a reminder, 15 minutes ahead of time, and it's constantly reminding you where you need to be. So even if you stayed out or maybe a smidge too late, your phone's going to go off and say, get your butt out of bed, you need to be at conference. And so don't worry about that, you'll have an app. So, but you can go on ncra.org and you can see all the things that are coming up, all the sessions. I don't know that it's not set in stone just right now, so don't be looking for it. You'll be going down a rabbit hole.
The app does come out just shortly before conference. And it's one of those things, you know, you load for the conference and then you can delete it off your phone afterwards. We had a great question submitted from Selena. She said, how many people attend? She wants to know how many vendors and what kind of products. So for those kind of questions,
I have the answers.
Okay, Cindy, go.
In 2023, we had 827 people at conference. In 2024, we had 703. And I got an email today from Susie, who is our vendor guru. We have lots of software vendors. We have the American Bar Association, College of Court Reporting, lots of legal services, EV360, Legal Solutions, lots of reporter, Lexitas, lots of things like that. Powered Living, ProCat, Roxy and Lola, don't know what that is. Steno.com, it's a steno agency, Stenographs, Innovations, so U.S. legal support, nationwide, so lots of court reporting type stuff. If you want to buy jewelry, you're going to have to go to Mall of America. Sorry.
It's all good. Lots of different vendors. All the software vendors, you know, machine vendors, all of that stuff. So wonderful. And Selena also asked the best ways to learn and network. A lot of learning and network takes place in the vendor hall. They will sit with you. They will help you adjust your machine. They will help you, you know, tweak your software. There's a lot to learn in the vendor hall at conference for sure. So we're going to talk a little bit about NCRF. The reason why we are here tonight is because the National Court Reporters Foundation has put on this Ask Me Anything series. And I wanted you guys to know that, you know, the wonderful programs that we facilitate, it's what brought you this tonight. And so one of the things at the vendor booths in the conference hall is NCRF will also have a booth, and we have a bell that we ring very loudly every time we bring a new angel in. So lots of people ask, you know, what are the angel wings and who are these people and why are they ringing the bell for them? They're so noisy. What an NCRF angel donor is a person that donates $1,000 in a calendar year to the National Court Reporters Foundation. The money goes towards these wonderful programs: Career Launcher, Steno A to Z, the Veterans History Project. You know, I'm not going to, we have 6 minutes left. I'm not going to list all of our programs, but we take every last dollar. As the people who I'm talking about is the NCRF Board of Trustees. We work really hard to make sure that every dollar goes to benefit our members, from when they're thinking about going to court reporting school, they're in school, they're a new reporter, they've graduated, they want to switch, they want to have the best retirement. We have programs that fit reporters all along their journey. That's what we're doing. And so, you know, I'm even going to put a little plug in the chat room tonight. If you want to become an angel, you can sign up at that vendor booth at the conference and we will ring the bell for you. You can sign up before then. There is the most fabulous lunch at conference, and we call it our Angels Luncheon. So if you are signed up as an angel, you can attend that special lunch on Friday. We would love to have you. You know, I don't want anybody to feel left out. I didn't get to go to the special lunch. Nobody told me what that was about. That's what the specific angel lunch is about. It's the NCRF Board of Trustees, the foundation itself, honoring our angel donors. And then we have other things available at that vendor booth that we were talking about in the conference hall. I'm probably saying that backwards, the vendor hall, where you can sign up to win a machine. Stenograph donates a brand new Lumi that you can win at conference by buying a raffle ticket at the desk. So don't miss out on those things. those are, you know, some of the raffles that are available at conference. And then we have our blinged out fantastic bag. Every year there's a designer bag. I'm going to go to Jill because Jill's got all the details on this.
Oh, thank you so much. I wanted to say that Stenograph has designed a brand new writer, and it's called the Next Gen Writer.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
last year we had that, and we had the highest number of raffle tickets ever sold, ever. We're getting the Next Gen Writer again. And so one time a woman came up and bought a ticket, and she said, that's the only reason I came to conference was to buy this ticket. She wanted to win the writer from Stenograph. Anyway, we also have, as Meredith said, the Clutch for a Cause. And under construction, Sandy Narup and Rich Jamosin are the leaders for the Angel Gatherers. And their group, they're developing a third raffle. And I will say that it's going to be a hint, a little bit of Prince, a little bit of Paisley Park touches, and other touches. It'll be super classy. So if you want to buy a raffle ticket, at the very least, we can get raffle tickets for $25, $50, $125. Come to our booth and we'll sell them too. And you could text to donate as well. That's it.
Love it. We only have a couple minutes left, and I'm coming to every last one of my panelists on the panel tonight. I want to know, what is your favorite thing about conference? And I'm going to start with Carrie, our student. Why do you do this? What's your favorite thing about conference?
I think it's so great just being in a room with so many reporters from all over. You know, sometimes from the all over the, not just in the nation, but all over the world. And just getting the ability to network with so many people. I love that it's several days, and so that you start to really develop friendships and relationships with other reporters, and it's been a great experience.
Wonderful. Maria, what's your favorite thing about conference?
Making new friends. Bottom line, it's just awesome to meet other people from around the country who do what I do and understand me. So I love it.
Outstanding. Jan, what's your favorite thing?
Definitely the people. I went to my first conference in Orlando in 2002. The very first day I met the person who's now my best friend. And it's that easy to do. And I'll bet if you named any major metropolitan community, I could probably call out a court reporter I've met at the conference who I would consider a good friend. So it's just such an excellent way to build your network and meet great people, and then to meet up with them again the next year.
But Amy Doman, what is your favorite thing?
I have two things. I am a speed contest competitor, so I love the contests and I love the awards luncheon when we all get to celebrate each other. And then also I really get such a boost when I'm there. And when I leave, I am so excited to get back to work and put things into place that I've learned. And I never go to a convention without a jaw drop moment of something that I didn't know. Like, so those are my two favorites.
I love it. Jen Sadie, what's your favorite thing?
Well, I'm going to also say the speed contest, and in particular, the results. So when you are at the luncheon on Saturday, you will see the room explode when they say who the winners are, who qualified. I mean, it is electrifying. So that is my absolute best. But then I also love the keynote speaker. So the keynote speaker is just really motivational. So you walk away just feeling like you could climb Mount Everest, and, you know, please hope we don't try, but you really feel like you have all this, you know, motivation. So that would be my favorite.
I love it. Cindy, what is your favorite thing about conference?
You know, it's making connections with students, because that's how we impact our future. We make a difference with our future. And I was just in Ohio, and I sent an email to all the students, and I made a connection with the student, and she and I have been texting, and she was really down. And I got a text this morning, and she said, I just passed my real time. And it just, today was that day for her and for me. So it's cool.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Our 1 hour together tonight has come to an end, and I want to say thank you for spending it with us. Thank you for investing this prep time and getting ready to go to Minneapolis. Thank you for being here. Please join us at the next sessions. They will resume on the last Tuesday of the month, August, September, October. Our schedule is everywhere on all the NCRA social media things, but there are things coming up sooner than that that are also provided. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and there are sessions online May 7, 14, and 21. You can register at ncra.org, and our peer-to-peer support program starts in June. So please be on the lookout for information about that and for signing up. And I just wish you the best time at conference. I hope I get to meet all of you. Don't forget, if you have more questions, you have more, want something else answered, reach out. We'd be happy to respond. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you in Minneapolis.